Hello, this is Adam from Scan Pro Audio here with another keyboard video for you. Thanks so much for all of you that have commented and subscribed to our channel. It really does help us grow and allow us to create more content directly for you. What I'd like to cover today is something that people have often asked. For those of you that have got a Pa5X is what can we do with pedals and sustain pedals and volume pedals and the like. But what I thought I'd cover today is what we can do with a sustain pedal. So I've got with me just a bog standard basic cheap sustain pedal, which you can pick up from us here at scan.co.uk. I'll post a few links on the comments of this video just so you can have a look at different options that are available to you. But this is basically the cheapest of the cheap, and the thing is as well, it's not even a Korg one. This is actually a Yamaha foot switch. But the reason I've picked that is I want to show you basically what you can do with the pedal. And the first thing is, a lot of people have often asked, when I plug in a Yamaha pedal, it kind of works backwards. So I want to talk about that and how we can change polarity, etc. On the back of the Pa5X, we've actually got three different inputs for foot switches. So we've got a damper pedal, and then we've got two assignable ones as well, all of which I will cover in today's video. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to show you now what I mean when I say it works backwards. So this is a Yamaha pedal. It's connected into the damper socket just at the back there. And I've just got basically here a piano sound. And you can see I'm not touching the pedal, but it's sustaining. And what happens is when I touch the pedal, it stops. So it kind of works backwards. And it's very, very easy to change that. And once you change it, it will remember it. The only time you'll need to recalibrate it again is if you unplug the pedal from the back of the keyboard and you switch it off. So say, for example, you're a gigging musician, you're packing up all your gear to take with you to your gig. When you get to the gig and you plug it all back in, you'll just have to recalibrate it again. But for those of us that just play our keyboard at home, you'll never need to do it again. But it is a really easy way in that you can switch the polarity. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So basically what we do is you press settings and we'll get our settings menu here. We then need to go to controllers. You can see there's a picture there of a foot. So that's the one we need. And we need to move. We've got different controllers for our hand. We've got, which are things like the joystick control and the ribbon control. And then, of course, next one there is foot. And you can see it's split into three different sections. And those three different sections are basically the three, find where they are. Where are they? Here, yeah, the three different connections on the back of the keyboard. So there's assignable 1, assignable 2 and damper, and that relays on the screen here. We've got assignable 1 at the top, which we'll come back to in a little while, assignable number 2, and then we've got damper, which is the one that we want. So you can see there's a little button that says calibration, and this is how easy it is. You simply press calibration and it says fully press the pedal to the end. So we press the pedal, touch the screen. Then what we do is we release the pedal and press the screen again. And when I touch the pedal now, it's now reset. So now when I touch the pedal, yeah, it now works as a standard sustain pedal should. And that's good now forever. So, of course, what a sustain pedal does is it actually works like a real piano. Now the beauty is the way this keyboard is designed is to simulate a piano. And when you press the sustain pedal, you not only get the ability to sustain the notes, as you can hear, the notes are now sustaining, and when I release the pedal it stops. But you've got many different ways you can manipulate that, and we'll go into a few of those in a minute. But the first thing is, now I'm going to do something here. Tom, who's currently filming me in the back there, probably won't like me doing this now. I'm going to just turn the keyboard up just to see if you can hear it at home. But what you're actually getting when I touch the pedal is not only you're getting the ability to sustain the sound, but you're actually getting the sound of the dampener rising off the strings. I don't know if you could try it at home and turn up your keyboard and just listen to that noise that you're getting there. And basically what that is, like I said, it's the sample of the damper releasing, because what happens on a real piano, when you press the sustain pedal, the dampers come off the strings. So it's kind of muffling the strings, but then the minute you press the pedal, it releases it. So you're getting that sound of the strings reverberating, and that's the sound that you hear. But it doesn't just end there, because obviously we're in damper at the moment, so it kind of just does a damper, but there is actually more things you can do. Because generally I find you use a damper pedal, of course, for a piano. That's what it's for. And generally when you layer sounds, so for example, if I did this sound here, which is, well, I've got a piano in upper 1, I've got a pad in upper 2, and I've got strings in upper 3. Now, I'm going to turn the volumes up of all 3, so they're all the same, so we get a nice idea of what I'm trying to explain. So the way I do that is I can do it in Mixer if I want, but the easy way, of course, is to move down to keyboard and pad, and then you can see upper 1, upper 2, and upper 3. These now are my volume controls for all 3. So I'm going to turn them all up to 127. And there we go. This is kind of what I want to showcase. So we've now got... You can hear the string sound now, which is in upper 3. So we'll just bring that in on its own. So there's the string sound. If I press the pedal, that sound doesn't deteriorate. It is there forever until I release the pedal. Now, that doesn't necessarily work very well because a piano, of course, is a naturally decaying sound, and that eventually will fade away. And that's when a sustain pedal it works, because it's a naturally decaying sound. Put the string sound with it, it doesn't work. So you've actually got the option on the Pa5X to decide which one of those upper 1, upper 2, and upper 3 you want the sustain pedal to work for. And the way you do that is, let's have a look. If we go into menu this time, and you can see here, we've got the button called Keyboard Ensemble. Now, if you remember way back, if you've been watching our content for the last few months, I did a video which talked about how you can kind of layer sounds with velocity. So I demonstrate, and that was under range velocity and ensemble. So that the range velocity is where you split the keyboard. So you might have a sound here, and then you might have another sound here, and it'll allow you to jump between the 2 different zones on your keyboard. If that's something that you want me to cover again, please leave a comment below, and we can easily do that again. And the other one is... So what I talk about when I did range velocity was the ability to not only zone the keyboard, but you've actually got top velocity and bottom velocity. And what that meant is when I touched the keys hard, it would give a different sound. Again, please comment below if it's something you want me to go over again. But what we want is joystick and pedal, which is the very top one there. So this is actually going to showcase now all the different controllers. We've got expression. We've got joystick X and Y, excuse me, which is up and down and left and right. And then we've got damper at the top, which is the one that we want, because we want to manipulate the damper pedal. So you can see we've got upper 1, upper 2, which is currently not selected, which is a pad. So let's bring that in as well. That's all 3 sounds together. So we've now got 3 sounds, all activated, 1, 2, 3. But you can see at the top, damper has got a tick in each one of those boxes. If I take out 2 and 3, now what will happen is we'll still hear the sounds, but that damper, when I press the pedal down now, will only hold the piano. So you can see the other 2 have disappeared. Let's do it again. So the piano's there, but the other two have disappeared. See now, if I hold it down, let's bring those strings in a bit more. You can hear the strings, but the minute I let go, the strings disappear. So you can really get a nice... So if I did a piece like, what am I going to play? Something that's quite... Right, let's bring everything in and we'll do that. So if I play something like this, everything's at full volume. This is going to sound mushy. It's not going to work, but this is purely as an example. Doesn't work. All the sounds are mushing together and it sounds a mess. If I actually unmute 1 and 2, you'll still hear the strings and the pad, but when I let go of the keys, they will disappear and the piano will naturally decay away as well. Yeah, so you can actually tell the keyboard which parts you want the damper pedal to work for, and it's really nice to remember that. Now, the other thing you can do with a pedal, of course, is not many of us play the piano or indeed know how to play using, they might play a piano sound, but they don't necessarily know how to play like a piano. So they think, well, a foot switch isn't for me. I've got no use for it. So for what I want to do now is I want to just take out the damper. I'm going to put it into assignable number 1. Okay, so it's assignable number 1, and we go to the same screen as before. So we go into settings, into controllers, and now we're looking at this top section. And don't forget, with this keyboard you can have all 3. You can have 3 different foot switches. One of them could be an expression pedal. Maybe that's another video we can do, how we can use an expression pedal, because like you can with the pedal, where you can have the damper only work for upper 1 and not 2 and 3, you can do the same with volume. So for example, you could have the damper pedal only work, because we had, what did we have? Piano in upper 1 and strings in upper 3. You could have the volume pedal only work on upper 3. So you're playing your piano, and then if you want some strings to gradually come in, you can use the expression pedal and bring in those strings. It's quite a nice effect. So maybe that's a video we can do another day. But what I'm going to talk about now is this pedal foot switch number 1, which, because we're now in this assignable number 1, and at the moment you can see the function is off. The curve, generally what that means is if you're using an expression pedal and how you want the sound to be. So for example, the first one there, the diagonal, it's just a straight volume up and down. Where you've got these different curves, it's how fast it changes that volume. And again, that's something we can cover when we do that volume pedal video, if that's something that you want me to do. So at the moment it's off. Now look at this. We've got hundreds of different options for using foot switches. In the last video, we talked about lyrics and how we can move up and down the lyrics using a foot switch. We'll discuss that when we get to it. We've got things like start and stop the style. So what currently have we got selected? So let's just pick a style. We'll just pick we'll go for one of these showcase styles here. So if I press if I go into so we're on play and start and stop for the styles. If I touch the pedal now, it will actually start the style. If I press it again, it will stop the style. So I'm using that independently to bring in and out those players. You could have one to start player 1. You could have one to start player 2. You could have it just simply to stop. So for example, your hands are doing too much. You're all right to start the style and to play, but you simply want it to stop the style. That's what stop player 1 does. So I can start the style, play independently, but when I want it to stop, I simply press the pedal and it will stop the style. We've got things like fill-ins, we've got endings, we've got Ritardando and accelerando, what are they? Well, that allows you to, so if ritardando, if you know, when you hear a live band play, and when they're ending the piece of music, not only they're gradually slowing down, that's what the ritardando does. Accelerando gradually speeds up. And again, you can assign these to buttons as well if you wanted to, but we're using a foot switch today. We can bring in and out the chord sequence. One of my favourite features that we've done a great video on, how to use the chord sequencer. So you can actually set it to record. You can set it to simply switch on and off the chord sequencer. Synchro start, break. What else have we got? Change variations. We've got change the keyboard sets. That's something that generally get asked for a lot. Can I keyboard set up and down? So if I've got keyboard set number 1 or touch setting number 1 playing, and I'm playing away, I can touch the foot switch and it'll move to number 2. Press it again, it'll move to number 3. And so you could have assignable 2 could be going up, assignable 3, your other pedal, could be coming back down again. You can transpose. And we're only on you can see we've got loads to go yet. We've got setting it as a damper. So you could actually set it the other way. So you might want 3 different damper pedals, and 1 damper pedal might be only for upper 1. 1 damper might be for upper 2. And this is you're endless, the different things that you can assign this keyboard to do. What else have we got? Damper pedal we were on, weren't we? So next one, soft pedal. So you can actually make it be a soft pedal, like a practice pedal on a piano. Sostenuto, that's generally kind of a French term used in a lot of classical music, which is so you can emulate a real grand piano, because a real grand piano has 3 pedals. It has a soft pedal, it has a sostenuto pedal, and it has a sustain pedal. So you can emulate a traditional grand piano with 3 pedals. Holding chords with a chord latch. We can bring in pads. We can change the quarter tone preset if we're using different tunings on the keyboard. We can do things like switch the mic on and off, switch the talk voice on where it removes the effects. We've got, of course, rotary speakers. If we're playing with an organ, you want the drawbar. It's generally assigned to your joystick, but you can assign that to a pedal. Switch on and off the manual bass. You know, there's all these different things. Mute tracks, bring in the metronome, guitar presets. There's so many different things. And a lot of these as well are also, can be assigned to, as I said, a volume pedal, because you've got things on that last page there where you've got master volume, which is the overall volume of the keyboard. You've got expression. What's the difference? Well, expression will just bring the right hand down, but not affect the volume of the style. So you're getting different sort of modes, if you will. Like you can actually emulate a joystick using a foot switch. It's a bit weird on that particular sound, but there's all different things. So there's many different things you can do using a foot switch. So it's definitely worth considering adding a foot switch to your setup that you've got. And don't forget, the beauty with the Korg instruments is as well, of course, Korg do a whole host of different volume pedals and sustain pedals that will all work no problem. But you know, if maybe you've got a Genos at home, maybe you've got a Yamaha in the other room with a foot switch on it, and you think, well, I want to see if it works. Or maybe you've had an old Tyros or a Genos in the past, and you've upgraded and you bought yourself a Pa5X, you've sold off your Genos, but you've still got the pedal. It'll work. You just need to know how to assign it, which is what we've done today in this very short but very quick video for you. So there you go. So that's just a little video all about sustain pedals or damper pedals or simply foot switches and what we can do with them with the Pa5X. So I hope that's been of use. Don't forget, please like and share our content with your friends. It's the only way that we grow this channel. And obviously any money that we make goes directly back into this channel to grow it larger, helps us pay for guests to get people to come in and guest with us. And of course, grow the channel and provide more content for you. So don't forget to check us out at scan.co.uk, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.